Let's sit up in our sass and get ready to own our class or trash as we step into the world of all things social media. As you guys already know, I have always had a love-hate relationship with social media, not understanding why the need to be seen has totally overtaken some of our lives. So come with me, guys, as we know. Let's sit up in our sass and get ready to own our class or trash with this new episode of Critiquing It Classy. I am your host, Key, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, if this is your first time here, you may not know that I have always had a love-hate relationship with social media, not understanding why the need to be seen has totally overtaken some of our lives. But since we know that social media is here to stay, we might as well make sure that we are critiquing it classy. If this is your first time here, let me just tell you how we flow, okay? We start off by talking about my interest in Pinterest, okay? We discuss ideas I see on Pinterest, and we dive into the world of Facebook, okay? And to see if we are keeping it classy, which are we are exhibiting helpful information, or trashy if that stuff is harmful or messy, okay? And then we dive into the snapping that Twitter bird, okay? I want to do a call with the Twitter bird. I really want to do a call with it. I don't know. Maybe it just won't work because I can't roll my tongue. But this is where we look at the interesting things that I've seen on Snapchat, and the most maybe outrageous rants on Twitter. Okay, and then we bring it home with my interest on Pinterest as we dive into shouting out business and brands generally that we see or that I see on my interest timeline. So I am your host, Key, and thank you for joining me on Critiquing It Classy. Let's dive into what I saw on Pinterest in my feed. Now, guys, okay, at simplynovelty.com. Simply simplynovelty.com. I saw on my Pinterest feed is this is a two-sided tape. It's called Magic Grip Tape, okay, by simplynovelty.com. And it's on, y'all already know, on my Pinterest. We have a Critiquing It Classy board, so it's already there. Go check it out. But it's two-sided tape, y'all. It is very durable. It's clear. It starts off at $17.85, but it holds everything. It's supposed to grip and hold everything, okay, and anything on anything, and y'all, you can wash it off and reuse it. Yes, okay, reusable tape, okay, that grips and holds anything. Picture frames, your rugs moving on your floor, your cell phone sticking to the dashboard of your car, like it holds everything. So it seems like a really cool thing that is on Pinterest. Also, guys, I saw something that was very, very interesting to me that I am seriously considering checking out, and it is by Hamama.com, HAMAMA.com, and this is for you to grow your own greens on your countertops, and these are green sprouts. So like when your greens, like you can plant cabbage, broccoli, just like your greens, and they're microgreens, and so they are your greens that have grown from 7 to 10 days old, and they just like little sprouts. Now they're saying that because normally the greens that we eat, like if you get your broccoli or you get your cabbage, is usually have grown from 2 to 4 months. But if you get microgreens, they are your cabbage at 7 to 10 days old, y'all, and it's full of nutrients. They're very, very small. They're on my Pinterest board, y'all. I'm gonna order this. I am, into my all natural. I'm on my all natural journey, and so being able to grow my greens at home on my countertop. And they're small, and you guys, if you just look at it, it just look like, if you've seen like any type of bean sprouts, in the store, they're sprouts, and they say that it tastes exactly like the vegetable. They just look like little sprouts. I mean, it's very cute, and I'm gonna order it. When I do, I'm gonna talk to you guys about it, because this is a very good way to get your nutrition, and you don't have to worry about buying a whole cabbage. You can eat cabbage sprouts. So that is my interest on Pinterest, guys. So let's move right along, okay, and see if we're keeping things classy, y'all, on Facebook. I saw on Facebook a meme. Oh yeah, it was a meme of kids outside playing, and the meme says, aren't you thankful that your childhood happened before technology? And guys, and not even just technology, but now we're into a pandemic in this country that has literally lasted longer than any other country in the world, and that is crazy. But anyway, it's this meme of all these kids. They're outside running around, they're playing, they're having a good time, and even though my childhood was a little bit different because I had a very overprotective mom, but my era in the 80s, I was born in the 70s, but that is my era, and we played outside. We played outside. We ran around. We had the best time in the 80s, in the 70s, of just being able to explore, and everybody knew your family and each other. It was just a different time. So in that regard, my children was able to experience that type of childhood. I made them go outside and play, and we lived in a community where the kids played outside. I think my children, who are they're in their 20s, is the last generation of that playing outside. This technical age children, they're not getting any type of imagination. Like, they literally don't have any imagination, like to create things out of thin air, out of nothing, just to say, okay, I have a box and a toilet paper roll, and I'm getting ready to create something with it. I mean, kids don't do that anymore, and it's really sad. Parents, I want to hear from you all. I have a 3-year-old right now that I am raising in this time, in this generation, and this is a time of social distancing, so he's not around any other children, and it's difficult. Like, I have to be creative and imaginative and entertain him, because myself and my family, we're his only friends, and there's no children around, and so it's very challenging. So I'm very thankful that I've had the experience, and my older children had the experience of playing outside. But these younger children, it's very sad. that. I want to hear from you guys. Let's talk about that. I mean, let's talk about this pandemic, which we're going to be moving about that because we're going to talk about that later anyway. Because that is really the topic of this podcast or today, because I have two things talking about that. But so the next thing, so is that classy or trashy? We want to talk about that. I think that's kind of classy, having that meme talking about the kids and the timeline and playing outside. So technology. All right. We're gonna move on to this was a meme I saw on the timeline. It says, "Go and love someone exactly as they are, and then watch quickly how they transform into the greatest, truest version of themselves." When someone feels seen and appreciated in their own essence, one is instantly empowered. Wow, guys, that was bomb. I mean, so I want to hear what you think about that. When you love someone exactly as they are, like you meet someone and you're not looking at what they can possibly be, not even their potentials, which is generally what a lot of us do when we meet someone. We look at their potential. It's like, wow, you could be something, instead of who they are, exactly where they are, in their essence, in their truest form. Do you think that if you love someone exactly as they are and don't put expectations on them, don't try to change them, do you believe that inspires them to be their best self, that they grow just because they were loved where they are? Or do you think that we need to be putting pressure on people a little bit to change, to grow up? I see potential in you. I think that you could be somebody. Maybe, if you apply yourself in this area where I see you possibly can be that. Do you guys think that we should be pushing people into their greatness, or we should love people where they are? I want to hear from you guys. Is this classic trashy? Let's talk about it. Should we love people where they are, or should we push people into their what we see as their potential? I don't know. I think that I kind of like the loving people for where they are deal. I really think that we should accept people for where they are in their life. And if we can't accept them for who they are and where they are in their life, then we're not fit to be in their life at this time. You understand what I'm saying? Just because somebody is at a bad place or a dark place in their life doesn't mean that they're dark. And just because somebody is going through something in their place, that there's something wrong with them. And so if we can't love them through and where they are, instead of trying to put our expectations and what we see them to be or what they can be, I think that we do some harm in allowing people to even get to know themselves properly, because they're so busy trying to be what we see as their potential instead of tapping into their own true self. So that's my opinion. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I would love to hear from you. So, moving on to the next segment. And before we get into snapping that Twitter bird, guys, I would like to know if you are living yourself tight. Are you getting ready for the holidays? And what I mean by living, are you living yourself tight? Are you getting ready for the holidays? What I mean by that is, do you ladies, Do you have your Shaper Mint wear, sisters? Okay, because I am sitting here. You can't see me, but those who can, because I am recording some of this, I have on my Shaper Mint leggings right now. These things are bomb diggity.com. They hug your body in all the right places. They give that hug in that tummy area, okay, so that you look really good in your clothes. And these are leggings, baby. These are high-waisted leggings, so it slims in. It has that gel slipping, non-slip grip to keep these puppies in place as they are sitting up high on this waist. If you put in crew, CREW dash Jakia, JAKIA, you will get 10% off, and that is up to a 70% off right now, guys. So go on over to shapermint.com, SHAPERMINT.com, and put in your crew, CREW dash Jakia, JAKIA, and save today on your next purchase. Okay, come on, y'all, let's get it. So, snapping that Trudy bird. So what I seen on Twitter, y'all, is Devon Franklin. And if you don't know who Devon Franklin is, he is like a motivational speaker. He is an author. He also is a producer in the Hollywood sector. And he's also Megan Good's husband. And he had posted a tweet that just kind of caught my attention. And the tweet says, what is the one thing that you would recommend everyone do at least once? And I just kind of pondered it for a second. It's like, okay, what do I recommend that someone do at least once? Would I know of something that I would recommend that someone do at least once? And the first thing that came to my mind is, if you are not a mother, I would say, if you don't have any children. And I don't even recommend that with everybody, because everybody can't be parents, so that may not be something that I would recommend. I just think that is a cool experience to be able to bring forth life throughout your body, but everybody, again, is not meant for that. So I don't recommend, ladies, you go out there and get pregnant, okay, because you may not be a good mama. That is not a problem. Everybody is not. It is very important that we own who we are. Okay, so I don't really know right now. I really need to ponder that. Any suggestions? Like, what is something that you would recommend that everyone do at least once? I mean, what? I think the only thing that I could say, and don't stone me, people, but I would say have sex. And that's if you're married, okay, in a relationship, married. I think that is a cool experience to have, is sex. So there we go. I came up with a suggestion. Everyone should at least have sex at least once in their life. Okay, that's my suggestion. All right, so moving along, y'all, on my Snapchat, I was scrolling through my subscriptions, my Snapchat, and there was a news subscription and was talking about President Trump checking out of the hospital and telling Americans not to be afraid of the virus. And he says, and he quotes, he's learned a lot about the virus, and the one thing that is for certain is that don't let it dominate you. That's what President Trump said. He said, don't let COVID-19 dominate you. Now, the 210,000 Americans that have lost their life, should we be telling them not to let it dominate them? I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts on this? I really need to know. Are we classy or trash in this? Is Mr. President Trump keeping it classy or trashy? He's saying don't let COVID-19 dominate you. This is not in any way have to do with the election. I'm talking about COVID-19 and the 210,000 Americans that have died, and our president said, don't let it dominate you. I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what you think. Lastly, as we are bringing this puppy on home, y'all, and I'm giving shout outs on my Instagram, this is not really a shout out to a business or brand, but what I do want to bring some attention to, and something that I have been wanting to do, and this is my 2021 goal, is to do the aerial fitness, the aerial aerobics. And that aerial, if you don't know what that aerial is, those are the ribbons that hang down and you suspend yourself. It is strength training and building, muscle building, and you suspend yourself and switch your positions, and you are as acrobatical, if that's a word, type of exercise. And that is a goal for me for 2021. I want to do some aerial fitness training. I really want to get in shape and just do more meditative, yoga, strengthening types of exercises as I am reaching my 45th birthday coming up. This is October, y'all. This is my birthday month. Holler at your girl. I am trying to feel festive. Normally I would be all the way crunk and live, but it's kind of bittersweet for me, if you will. So because I've been grieving, and so I'm trying to embrace life as I am also embracing death at the same time by going through my grieving process, which is very, very weird. So that's going to bring me to the conclusion. Nothing classier, and this is the segment where we talk about something positive from today's podcast. And the one thing I really want to just kind of leave us with is that in talking about the aerial training, I was going to jump into this COVID-19, and some of that has to do with what I'm closing with, because the 210,000, I keep wanting to say million, y'all, it's 210,000 Americans that have lost their lives due to COVID-19. I recently lost one of my sisters, and 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, and it has been a journey to lose someone so close that you love so much, that you grew up with, that you've shared a bed with, that you've shared a life with, to lose someone that you have memories of your life with, that you can't even remember, a whole lot of time without that person is very difficult. And for any one of you who are grieving tonight, who have lost someone due to COVID-19, and we're having a president out here saying, don't let it dominate you. I'm sorry that he's making a mockery of your family member that have lost their lives to COVID-19. It is real. People are getting sick and they are dying. And we are not only just dying from this pandemic, but we're dying from hatred and racism and bigotry and bullying and just the mistreatment and malice that we spew on each other due to jealousy, ego, judgment, and just overall contentment. And if we don't get back to love, guys, and genuine care for humanity, for us as people, no matter the color, no matter the sex, no matter the race, no matter our orientation, how we live, what we eat, don't eat, sleep with, don't sleep with, how we see, don't see, no matter any of those things, if we don't get back to the basis of who we are to our core, and we are human beings, and we were designed and created from love to love one another, we're going to die and waste away through killing each other and destruction and just war. And I personally don't want to experience and raise my 3-year-old and such a tragedy as that. And this is the preparedness that I'm thinking about and seeing some of the foolishness that's going on in the world today. I right now, guys, am fasting and praying and believing God to be able to inspire and help and share the word of love to each of us, so that we can stop the violence, stop the hatred, and get a grip on what we're doing and destroying our world. I mean, we're destroying our world. If we don't get a grip and love on each other and just stop all of this foolishness, we're going to kill each other. And that's just it. So, with that being said, guys, I am going to leave you with that. Don't forget to take out the trash of negativity, put on the class of positivity. Do not let no one stop your flow or change your no. And wherever you go, go with all your heart. I am Key, and thank you for tuning in to Critiquing It Classy. Till next time.